Hi guys, welcome back to Share's Cool Beans, and as you can see I'm in a different setting. I hope the sound's okay because the air conditioning is on. We're in London. It's 27 degrees today. We're always in London, by the way. But yeah, it's currently May half term. We're in June now. Today is the 1st of June, so happy June to you. And today in this video, it's going to be like my first vlog, so we're actually going to be doing some PGCE prep because we need to get started. I've already been given things to do and I just have not begun anything. I'm really behind. Like, I do work in a school, so obviously I've been busy, and when it gets to the half term I just want to chill. But no, we actually have to start preparing for our PGCE prep and stuff. Well, you don't prepare for your prep, you know what I'm trying to say. So let's get into it. So like I said before, the setting's different. I needed to get away, just like new scenery and stuff, so I can really just focus on what I'm doing. So I am actually in a hotel and I'm staying here for a couple of days. Nothing too fancy, you know, just to get out of the house, away from like loud brothers and stuff like that. So maybe I should just give you like a quick tour. It's nothing special, well, not really a tour, but you know, just what I'm up to. I've never done a vlog before. By the way, you obviously need to subscribe. Got to 500 subscribers somehow. I don't know how you could be interested in watching me, but thank you so much to each and every one of you who are already subscribed. And if you're not, what are you doing? Subscribe please. And also follow my new teaching Instagram. That's at miss.coolbeans. It will show around here somewhere, and follow that. I'll be putting updates of like my videos coming out, what videos are coming out, what I'm doing with my PGCE, and I'll be taking you on that journey which begins in September. The time is just flying. So anyway, let me just show you what's going on in this room. So if you are wondering why these what do you call it, well, this bedside table is wet, and the actual table as well, I can't be asked to show you the table, but like the dressing table, why sort of half wet, because I am spraying down everywhere with my Dettol disinfectant spray. You know, I had to buy my own hand wash and the Dettol spray because, to be honest, not really trusting it. And there's me. Hi. So yeah, had to get some disinfectant spray. Or obviously you had to bring the ID to the hotel because, you know, you're black. If you're black, you know what it is. You always have to have your ID on you because people just want to start problems. But yeah, had to get some snacks from the co-op. Got some popcorn, some flavoured still water. Love flavoured still water, especially if it's strawberry. Some normal water, very fancy. And oh, I forgot, this is hot. This was supposed to be hot. I was supposed to eat this. It's just like a pizza slice for my lunch. Not sure what I'm really gonna have for dinner. Got some Maltesers as well. I'm here for a couple of days if you're wondering why she got so much snacks. Some clubs as well, some juice. Got my own shower gel because everything just gives me eczema, and some toothpaste for that pearly white smile. Now if you're wondering what this is actually my blankie. Can't go anywhere without it, can't sleep without it, so I bought my blankie. I say blankie, I got that a couple of, not even a couple of, well no, I think I got it maybe in January, so I haven't had it for that long, but now I literally cannot sleep without it. So there you go. Oh, the lighting's very nice, hair's on fleek and stuff. So yeah, gonna get started with the PGCE stuff in a bit, but I just need to chill for like an hour, half an hour or so, because it's hot outside and I had to go back out just to get some stuff like toothpaste and all of that. So I'm just going to chill for a bit, then I'll bring you back to when I'm actually studying, so stay tuned. Yeah, I don't know. Oh.
And you're laughing.
Okay, I'm really kind of annoyed because I forgot my HDMI, which means I can't hook up my laptop to the TV, like to watch Netflix or whatever. Plus the TV's not, well, I knew the TV wasn't a smart TV, so that's not an issue. But now I'm gonna just have to watch Netflix and stuff on my laptop. But you know, we can deal with it, we move. But also, the Wi-Fi is £5 here. And I am not, like, for one day, 24 hours, £5 for 24 hours. And personally, I think that's a bump, because I know other places, other hotels where it's like £3 for 24 hours. So I'm not spending a total of how many other days I'm staying here. Like, that's just too much. So I've had to use the data on my phone and do like that mobile hotspot thing. Now we are just going to be watching some blues therapy. I'm like addicted to this. I actually started it today. I'm late to everything, but it's so addictive. So yeah, let's get into that. So I've completed my what's it called, new trainee information form. It's literally just everything I've already told them through UCAS, but just entering all my information down. I would show you, but it's got some personal information, so just like your name, date of birth, national insurance number, all that stuff, and your ethnicity. Then I had to put down my whole employment history. It's actually a bit weird seeing my employment history, like, because I've been working for quite a while. Like, I'm only 24, but I've been working for years. Like, this is crazy. But yeah, I had to put down my entire employment history. Obviously all of your qualifications from like GCSE, A-level, higher education, postgraduate, etc. I was actually supposed to send this in last week, but I totally forgot. I even flagged it on my email, but I don't know what I was busy, obviously. And I had to put down 2 references as well. I always feel a bit icky putting down references. Like, I do have 2 reliable ones. One being the head teacher at the school I already work at. But don't you feel a bit weird, like, putting down references? Always think, like, will jobs remember me and stuff? So yeah, I put my head teacher down. Well, not my head teacher, but the head teacher at the school I currently work at. And I also put like my tutor / lecturer for my master's degree. I know she remembers me well because she kept on like urging me to do a doctorate degree, and I really did want to do it. I still do, but it seems like there's so little time for stuff now, like just with everything happening, and I really just want to get the PGCE under my belt first. So yeah, so now I'm about to do some more stuff. So I'm just quickly going to get my PGCE PREP list up that the SCITT provider I'm going to be working with has sent me, and I'll tell you what I'm going to do first. Well, I say first, this is the second task I'm doing, so I'll be back in a sec. So this is my list of pre-course tasks. It's a fairly long list to do. I think I'm gonna start with two things. So the first thing I'm gonna do today is the first one, as you can see here. So I'm gonna read and make notes on the aims, values and purposes of the new national curriculum. And then I am going to just I can't even say it. I'm going to familiarize myself with the QTS teacher standard. Let's get started. I'm so tired already. Excuse me, look how many pages. Look how many pages that there are. What the hell? If you think I'm reading every single thing on this document, you must be out of your mind. So I'm gonna have to read the contents page. and we're just gonna have to work it out. Like, I'm a lazy person. I work smart, not hard. So we're gonna have to find a way to do this. So let's see what I find. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I was stressing out because there is a page of the document that just has the aims, etc., what I'm looking for. So that teaches me not to freak out before I've actually looked at what to do. So yeah, we're just gonna get started making a few notes. I think it said make 8 main points, and I'm going to be making my notes in this lovely notebook that was gifted to me from one of the pupils in the class I work in. I got this for Christmas actually, and she painted a bauble. I'm not going to turn over to see the note she wrote because it includes her name. We have to think about safeguarding, but yeah, I'm going to be making my PGCE prep notes in this lovely notebook. Yeah, the bolt does remind me of Harry Potter. Will make me very enthusiastic as I am doing my prep tasks for over the next couple of days. So let's get into it. Okay, so I have completed my aims and purposes of the new national curriculum. Made some notes, as you can see. Apologies for the terrible handwriting. My handwriting is always super scrawly and just, I just like can't process everything while I'm writing. That's why I've got lots of scribbles and stuff. But anyway, yeah, so it's just the main aims of the new national curriculum, things like providing pupils with an introduction to the essential knowledge of educated citizens. I also made a few notes on inclusion as well, so that includes SEN pupils, children who have English as an additional language, which is so important, and just how teachers should really have a wide range of resources to help those children work at the national curriculum level, to be taught everything in the national curriculum as well. One point stood out to me though. It says that there's work should be stretched for pupils above the attainment level. So say there's a child who in class, who's working above the expected level of a 9-year-old, let's say in year 4. They should be provided with work that, fits their level of attainment. But then it said, there's a greater obligation for disadvantaged pupils to achieve that as well, like sort of the right resources and stuff. And I was thinking, really, because I think this still happens now, and I remember in secondary school how certain kids in a certain set, because how some schools do setting and streaming, I remember how like some students, they had like foundation level tests, I think that's what it was called, where they could achieve no higher than a C. So how is that given a greater obligation? How does that show that teachers are given a greater obligation to disadvantaged pupils if they're kind of setting the standard like you can only achieve a C and that's it? That just doesn't make sense to me. So there are flaws in this national curriculum, but this is the whole point of teaching, to like critically reflect on what you learn and everything else. So let's get started on the next task, which is reviewing the teaching standards. So I'm going to make some notes on those. So that's enough note taking for today. I'll be doing more tomorrow. So I've noted down the 8 teaching standards and everything that goes with that. I guess I don't need to know much about it right now, but I did do some notes, obviously. Let me show you. Here are the notes, and I'm so sorry for my disgusting handwriting. Can you actually believe that I used to teach handwriting classes? Well, maybe there's a reason why I used to teach handwriting. But yeah, it's just noted down briefly like what goes into those what each standard that you need to do. It's really interesting to see everything you need to be practicing yourself, like just like making a positive contribution to the wider life of the school and the ethos of the school. Obviously you'd be contributing, but you kind of think it would just stay in that one classroom, not around the whole school. So maybe that will be like side activities like events, trips and things like that. But right now I'm going to relax. I'm going to have some dinner, and obviously there's another way to do some PGCE prep by watching PGCE prep videos. I typed in PGCE prep and oh my gosh, who is that here? It's me. So obviously I did do a PGCE 10 plus tips to prepare for your PGCE. Check out that video. Check out all these amazing videos. As you can see, I have watched them because if it wasn't for these other YouTubers who are doing their PGCEs or have completed it and are documenting it, I would be lost. So thank you. But yeah, get onto these YouTube videos. They're so fun and interesting to watch, especially mine. Hi guys, so it's the next day. I've just been chilling. I went to the park earlier today. It's about 6 o'clock now actually, so I actually forgot that I needed to vlog. But yeah, went to the park, had a really nice time. The weather's great. It was 25 degrees, although it's looking a bit cloudy now, and they said tomorrow it's gonna rain all day, which sucks because I wanted to do some shopping and I didn't even bring a coat or an umbrella. So I might have to stay inside a hotel tomorrow. But yeah, so now I thought I'd do a bit of journaling. I got this journal at a black business market, Bohemian Place Market, and it's called What a Time to Journal. So I've been journaling for like a year now, just over a year. It's quite useful, like just to get feelings out. Like I express my emotions better when I write rather than talk. So yeah, this is really good for me. This is the first actual journal I've had though. Like usually when I do journal, it's just in notebooks, but this journal is amazing. It's by Shadera Egeru. I hope I pronounced that right. And if I show you inside, just like one of the pages, it has loads of quotes and then like spaces to make your own notes. So it says on this one, self-love is the least aggressive, most effective form of intimidation. Draw yourself some love. We all need more self-love. Like social media is just crazy, and it's definitely made me just feel a bit bleh. So yeah, we all need some self-love, like body positivity, etc. But that's not what this video is about, although I do champion body positivity. Also, it's got quotes like, everything happening to you is for you. Can you see that? Life is one big cosmic mess, but everything you're going through is, I can't read backwards on the camera showing up backwards, I just realized that. But yeah, it's got loads of amazing quotes, and don't let your kindness kill you. This stuck out to me. I'm such a yes person. If anybody asks me for anything, I'm like, yeah, of course, when like sometimes I don't even want to do it. Don't let your kindness kill you. Sometimes you have to remember in this world that like you got to fight for yourself. Not everybody, you're not the main character in other people's lives. You're only the main character in your life. So focus on you. You only get one life. And as we learned in 2020, life can change so drastically and be so short for some, so we definitely need to just be our own champions and everything. And just remember that you're your own person. At the end of the day, the only person who's got you is you. So don't let your kindness kill you by giving so much to other people. So yeah, I'm gonna do a few pages of this journal, like just a couple, nothing too long, because it's not a very long journal, as you can see, and I do want it to last quite a while. So I'm gonna get on with that. And then I will get into some more PGCE prep, which is the actual purpose of this video, which I haven't been doing very much of the past couple of days. So okay, so I've picked a page of the journal that I wanted to kind of get some stuff out, and it's actually about this PGCE or SCITT or whatever you want to call it. So the page actually says, don't worry about how you're going to do it, just do it first and it will all make sense later. And I've been procrastinating a lot about the PGCE, whether I should just well, I don't think you can defer PGCE, but kind of just, you know, wait until next September, so September 2022. And I've just had all these thoughts and feelings and just stuff I'm worrying about, but obviously I just need to do it, and then time will pass and it will be done. But let me share some of my fears with you. So my first fear is, well, what I already have is imposter syndrome. We know what imposter syndrome is. If you don't know, please Google it, because to be fair, I can't be bothered to explain. But I said that I'm worried about teachers not seeing me as a teacher, because I definitely already feel that they view me as just like a young person who doesn't have much experience, even though I kind of do. Maybe not as many years as them, but I do have a couple years experience in this. But I wrote down that I need to remember, so I wrote I'm worried about teachers not seeing me as a teacher, but then I wrote down, most importantly, the students already do. I think that's really important. You don't go to work in a school to teach teachers, you go in a school to teach children. And I already know that some of the kids I work with, they already view me as a teacher, for me just doing like assemblies with them and things like that. So I just need to remember that in the back of my mind. I'm not here to impress the teachers, I'm here to impress and, you know, teach the students. So that's a main point. I'm also worried about the finances. I noted that down. Obviously because there's no funding for schools direct for primary, and obviously I've sorted out my student loan, but I'm just thinking, will it be enough, and just things like that. But then I wrote down, it's just 1 year of your life, you know, like we all have to struggle a bit. Like I have saved and everything, so I shouldn't even be struggling. But and I've survived on less money before, so without like other financial support. So I just need to remember that, and just remember it is just 1 year. Another fear I wrote down is that I may not like the PGCE when I actually start. I might just like being a teaching assistant. And for me, if I start the PGCE or the SCITT, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't like this, I know I will see myself as a failure. But I need to remember that that's fine. You have so much work experience, you can just do something else. Like, it's not a big deal to just change your mind at the end of the day. It's your life, nobody else's. So that's something else I need to remember. And my last fear is actually failing the PGCE. So what if I don't pass? What if I don't achieve the PGCE? Just the shame and stuff, like letting your family know that you failed at something. And I wrote down, not like I've never failed anything I've started, so I can definitely do this. And I need to remember my strongest belief, which is everything happens for a reason. So if I do fail, it was for a reason, and something better, more suitable for me will come, because that's one of my strongest beliefs, that everything happens for a reason. Like, certain things have happened to me at a time and I'm like, oh my gosh, why is this happening to me? And then like a few months down the line, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's why. Or I wouldn't be where I am today if that didn't happen. So yeah, that's what I've done in my journal today. You guys should definitely get this journal called What a Time to Journal. It was only £12 and it's definitely a good buy. Right, let's actually get into what we're supposed to be doing, which is the PGCE PREP. I'll see you on the other side. So I've chosen a pre-course task to do. I've actually been looking through my list, and some of them I won't be able to do until I actually get back to work next week. For example, choosing 10 children's literature, 10 bits of children's literature. Like, where am I supposed to get that? So I guess I could do it online, but it'll be a bit of a trek, you know, searching for free children's books to read online. So I may as well just go to my school library and just pick out 10 books that I can just take home with me and do a bit of studying around that. But right now I need to watch two online lessons from a core subject, so science, maths or literacy. I'm just going to do maths and literacy, and then I need to make notes on the lesson objectives, the key vocabulary and the actual structure of the lesson. And that's for the year group or the key stage you're most likely to work in. I will link the website to that down below if you want to do the same as well. But yeah, I'm gonna jump into it, so let's go. So I've completed that task of watching the two lessons and making notes on their structure, the key vocabulary used, and the what else was it? Structure, the lesson objectives, and the key vocabulary of each lesson. So I watched two 15-13 minute lessons and just made notes on that. Let me show you the notes that I've made. So as you can see, I made 3 subheadings for each lesson and just made some comments on how the lesson is structured. So for maths, the lesson usually starts with like the instructions, of course, and the resources that like the pupils will be using, etc. And then they pause to reflect on words that they're going to be using in that lesson. So I was looking at fractions, and the vocabulary they were using was part, whole, split and divide. And in lessons, I've noticed this as well. Whenever we're explaining the key vocabulary to the children, it's always a case of my turn, your turn. So for example, today we are going to be using the part whole method. My turn, part whole, your turn, and then the kids will repeat it back, just so they're familiarizing themselves with that mathematical language. I left a massive space to write out the lesson objectives, but usually with maths there's usually only one. So for this maths lesson on fractions, it was to describe the part whole relationship. So they usually do a warm-up. There's always a warm-up. It's the same with literacy as well. There was a warm-up. And they kind of just do verbal tasks, I guess, just to get their brains working and to hear each other out. So for literacy, they usually identify mistakes and corrections, and I guess that's applying grammar, the correct grammar to their language. Ignore the burger. And yeah, for literacy, they were focusing on adverts and doing persuasive writing for it. So They're always looking at the purpose of like a situation, whatever they're learning, they're always looking for the purpose. Like, children are young learners and they need to know that they're applying these skills to real life. So obviously they're going to be thinking, why are we learning about adverts? So we explain the purpose of the advert, you know, who, what, when, why, but why do we see adverts, what are they for, and things like that. Lesson objectives are a bit longer for literature usually, and other, like, loads of schools, they use different techniques. So for example, this lesson used the POW method, which is thinking about the purpose, audience and language used to do persuasive writing. And they also had to write sentences using a comparative and a superlative. This is the one thing I like about teaching. It's teaching me, whoever, the teachers, at the same time. Obviously we haven't learnt this stuff since primary school ourselves. So with key vocabulary, yep, they were doing adverbs, adjectives, nouns, all that good stuff, and scientific language, which is needed for an advert, because you know they have to back it up with facts and stuff. But the main purpose of the lesson also was to learn about comparatives and superlatives and how to use them. So comparatives are when you're using a word that explains that it's more than something, like tasty or better. And superlatives are also comparatives, and they show that something is the most, so best or worst or something, I don't know. So got those lessons done with. The other tasks, some of the pages are blocked. I'm not sure if my training provider actually knows that, so I can't actually get onto them. But now I'm going to be looking at some books that I actually need to buy, because I need to do yet another maths test, which is so annoying. So let's go on Amazon and look for some books. So I found 3 cheap versions of the books I need. It's called like Achieving QTS, and there's one in mathematics, science and English or literacy. If you watched my other PGCE prep video, you saw me there say no, I'm not buying any books and stuff, but I did look on Google Books and it only has the previews. So imagine if there's like a page that I really need to see in order to do this test. So let me show you the books I've got in my basket. I actually went on eBay to find like much cheaper ones, because when I went on Amazon they were all like £17. Look at the bargain I've got. They are each like £2 something, a total of £6.94. What a bargain. So let me purchase those. So there's this website called the Positive Teacher Company. I've been seeing it all over my teaching Instagram. And by the way, if you haven't followed that, at miss.coolbeans, follow me and I'll follow you back. But yeah, I'm on this website and they've actually got academic planners for trainee teachers. Isn't that so cool? And the price starts from £14, but like I've been seeing that I've seen quite a few people getting them. They have loads of stuff, tear off pads, cards and prints, stickers. They have other types of planners. They just have the academic diaries and stuff. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, and like the designs are so lovely. It is a bit pricey, but I'm thinking, is it worth it? Maybe I've seen a few people personalize theirs. That's why it's so expensive. They did have a wider range, so maybe everyone's ordering it, but I think I will order mine when this academic year ends. So at the end of July, I will order my teacher trainee planner. Yay! What the hell happened to the sunny weather? Like, what actually happened? I've just woken up, so I'm gonna try and do a workout. So usually I do the 5k walk with a twist, and they say it's just the same as like the 5k run. Sorry for my dusty screen, I keep wiping it down with bacterial wipes and it just leaves like fluff from the wipes. But yeah, I'm gonna start with this walk to do some exercise, so let's go. And if you think I'm gonna show you me exercising, must be out of your mind, so goodbye. And now I'm cozied up in bed again, watching Breaking Bad online. I say online, on Netflix. Come on, what's wrong with me? Outside is still pissing it down. I don't know if you can see. Look at the raindrops. We don't want this in June. So for today's PGCE prep, I'll just be making notes on each of the 3 Achieving QTS books. So that's for maths, primary literacy, and primary science. I did order those books yesterday on eBay, as you saw, but I thought just while I'm waiting for those, I can still make notes using the preview pages from the books on Google Books. You can do this too if you don't feel like looking for or buying all the books online. But yeah, I'm just going to read this one and make notes on it. So primary mathematics, there should be about 50 pages or so available, so I'm just going to make notes on those, and then yeah, I'm going to do it for each core subject, so maths, literacy and science. I just found a really interesting point about, how to structure your tables in the classroom when we eventually have our own classroom. So as you can see the 4 squares on one side, so on this side, which stands for 4 tables all together, and then you can see a line of tables kind of set out like an L shape, and it's basically explaining how putting 4 tables like this so that the children face inwards in a class. It kind of helps children to, discuss problem solving and stuff as a group. But whereas when you have your table set out like this, the child immediately thinks that they need to work on their own work independently instead of like working in groups. They might be working in partners if like two kids are sat at one table like here and here, but otherwise they're expected to do work independently, whereas tables set out like this suggest that the lesson's going to be more group discussion based. So yeah, I just found that really interesting and I thought I'd share it with you. Again, I found something that's quite useful. So with some universities or SCITT providers doing the PGCE, if you need to take like a diagnostic test like maths, literacy and science, well, I found the one for maths. This is just a document that gives you it's just numeracy skills, so your fractions and their equal percentages and decimals, etc. I don't know why I can't speak today, but same here, just all the methods you'd need to do each method, problem, etc. So yeah, I found that quite interesting. You can see it here, it's called www.qtsmathstutor.co.uk, and they have some free documents like this if you need to revise for a little test or something. So there you go. So let me bring you to the end of this vlog by just showing you my notes on my maths revision session, study session, whatever you want to call it. So I've just made notes on the research summary from the piece of theory I was reading. So if you just want to pause and read that, you can. You're probably not interested. I also noted down the 3 main aims of mathematics in a national curriculum. So you're supposed to become fluent in the fundamentals of mathematics. You're supposed to reason mathematically. Well, I say I mean like the kids are supposed to reason mathematically, and they're supposed to problem solve by applying mathematics to non or routine problems. So, and I've also drawn out that sort of classroom table setting, the table structure, because I thought that was interesting. Also made some notes on multiplication and division tricks. It's been a while since obviously we've learnt this. We probably last learnt this while we were in primary school ourselves. Obviously if you work in a school like me, you may have covered it, but it kind of needs to be ingrained if we're going to start teaching it ourselves. I mean, it's one thing like assisting like the odd few pupils in maths, but if we're teaching a whole class, we really do need to have these ingrained. So those are just like maths tricks. And I noted down like the mean, mode, medium, range, how to calculate those. I would have like tried to do some examples if I actually had a graph or something. Also done the same as for fractions, percentages and decimals. So like a half is equal to 50, all that stuff. I'm literally running out of breath. I just want to relax. How petty am I? Not petty, but how extra am I for doing blue, red? I'm so extra like that. I just love stationery and things like that. Also done the same for percentages and fractions and the method you need to calculate those. Then I actually did a literacy test, and the score, I only got 28 marks out of 48. I'm happy I got over half, but you know, it could be much better. However, they were kind of asking questions that weren't really relevant to the the literacy that we at least teach in primary schools. I had spellings. I know I got the spellings correct. Punctuation, I made like an error in a punctuation and it didn't let me kind of reset the page or anything, so that's kind of whack. I would have scored much higher if they let me just reset the page. Then what else? You had to read the article and kind of just find the 3 main headings the article would have had. Like it listed a range of titles you could have had for the article, also who the article was most relevant for, least relevant for, and things like that. So I think that's kind of more aimed towards secondary school English literature / language. Wasn't very primary school based, so I'm not really worried about this mark here, because I know when the teacher's teaching in class and I'm like assisting and stuff, I totally get what she's on about. And obviously this is just the beginning of the PGCE, it's not even started yet, so we'll learn all about this, all this maths, literacy, science. Could not do it today, but we'll learn all about that throughout the PGCE. So I hope you enjoyed that. So thank you so much for joining me on my PGCE prep vlog. I may make this into a part 2. I'm about to check out of the hotel. If you liked this video, please like it, because that makes me know that you want to see more, and please subscribe. We need to get this channel growing. I want to have like an army of PGCE students, because we are going to get through this together. Make sure you check out my other videos and follow me on my teacher Instagram at miss.coolbeans. Thank you for watching.